Fear not, denizens, parade is here, aka the bringer of rain, aka father of the sea and sun, aka king of the core. And before I introduce my very special guest, I want to welcome you to the Core Creators Podcast, where I interview friends and creators across the HoloNet. And today we have seamstress sensation, cosplay creative, world traveler, Burgundy 33 of Burgundy Squad, better known as Bebe Soka, aka Claudia, as Chocodoc on Instagram. How are you today?
Hi. The seamstress was like a very nice thing, even though it's just not true, but I'll take it.
I've seen you make gloves and complete okay, so for me, sewing is way outside of my skill set when it comes to cosplay. So when I see anyone who could put something together on a sewing machine, I'm very impressed.
Okay. I was like, my skills are like from afar. Just don't look at it up.
Yeah. Don't look at it up too close. Don't look on the inside.
Oh, do not look on the inside. Absolutely, nothing is lined. The stitches are all wonky, but with practice, we can all get better.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the crazy person who tries to make the inside look nice just in case someone sees inside.
Someone flips it.
Yeah, no. Because they're like, "How did you put the lights in there?" Or "How did you glue?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have to make that look nice." And just a lot of Frankenstein cosplay armor most of the time. But hey, thank you so much for being on the pod.
Thank you.
And I've been wanting to talk to you for so long. I remember probably some of the first stuff I've seen you on was like your Cal Kestis cosplay in Galaxy's Edge. Did you go to Celebration before?
I didn't.
Okay.
I think was that year.
I think it was around that time, like the 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was annoying my boyfriend one day when he works from home.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here, play this game."
Oh yeah.
And I'm not a gamer.
Okay.
So I played Fallen Order was the first one?
Fallen Order, yeah.
So I played Fallen Order, and literally not 5 minutes into it, I'm like, "Oh, this outfit's so cool." I'm like, this is just like a denim shirt and some denim pants.
Yeah.
This is super easy. It was not easy.
No.
It is so complicated to be Cal Kestis, like all his pockets and things. It's a lot more complex than what it looks like.
Sure.
But in 5 weeks, I pulled that off.
Oh, okay.
And
5 weeks. That's impressive.
That was my. No, I've done 5 days. So, but that one was there. But I think we had bought tickets for that Star Wars thing, but Celebration was the end of the month, so we couldn't kind of like make it. Like, it was too much money.
Gotcha.
Because I don't live there. I don't live in California.
Oh,
so it's
right.
a hotel. It's a flight.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Mars, and he's like, "You should." I'm in California, and he's like, "Oh, you should, come to Disney more often." And I was like, "Oh man, it's so expensive." Because I'm the type of person, I'm like, I want the food, I want the merch. It's not just me just walking in and just like having a good time, not buying anything.
Do you have a pass?
I don't have a pass. No, I don't have a pass.
So then it's even more expensive.
Right.
You gotta buy the ticket.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I know. I think it's great that they have that available, and people who are like local. It makes sense if you're in LA. Like if I was in LA, I'd probably have a pass and be.
I still have mine. I don't think I'm gonna renew it though, because
in this economy,
we can't do it. So
no, not at all.
It breaks my heart, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to know, how did you start cosplaying? Like what's the beginning of that?
So I'm a October birthday baby. My
Okay.
birthday is October 25th, so I've always liked Halloween and costuming and that aspect. But I kind of fell off, but I would always kind of like make something creative in terms of like, I was a strawberry one, so I bought a red dress and added some, details to it. But after the pandemic, when was the first Oogie Boogie after COVID? 21 or 22?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I started rewatching all the Marvel in order, and that's when I started rewatching all of Star Wars, because it's available on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
And I love Thor Ragnarok, and I love Hela. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a Hela costume. Like, how hard can it be? And I wanted to make the horns. So I just spent hours on YouTube. I saw a ton of foam videos of what's her name? She's super popular, and not Odd Viking, his Odin Makes.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
It was Odin Makes and the other girl, I forgot her name. And I was just like, I can do this. And somehow I ended up with a door wide helmet of Hela, and they let me into Disneyland, which was a miracle. And I remember my partner at the time, he's like, that's not a costume. He's like, that's cosplay. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's not a costume. Like, you didn't do a little costume for Hela. You made a costume. So that's kind of like, that was the first one that I made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was your first, that was your first one. That's pretty impressive, actually, to do a Hela costume as your first, or a Hela cosplay as your first one. Did you go to conventions before then, or?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
I'd never been to one. My first convention was, I started dating John.
Just go into the dating
what year
history.
Are we? Yeah.
We're 2024.
I think my first convention was last year.
No way.
Yeah, I think it was Dallas Fan Expo 2023. Yeah. 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's fact checking the years. Don't worry about that. Tell me how your your convention experience was.
So I love Ahsoka.
Yes, and we'll talk about that.
And at Dallas, I think all the Clone Wars voice actors were going to be there. Rosario was going to be there. One of my friends from Cali even flew into Dallas because a ton of Marvel actors were going to be there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to meet Ashley. I wanted to meet Rosario. And I got a picture with Ashley. I got the autographs. And I have a duo picture with Ashley and Rosario and me with my Rebels. So it was great, but I learned a lot.
Yeah, yep.
There's a lot of waiting when you want to get an autograph. I feel like the picture isn't as bad because they move you so quickly. Sure. They're like, take a picture, you got to move. Yeah. And you're just like, go.
Yeah. It's go. Like a minute.
Not even. It's seconds. And some of them are super specific, and they're like, no poses, or you can't hand anything to the person. And others are like, they'll hug you, they'll be super nice. What's his name? The guy that plays Daredevil.
Charlie Cox? Oh,
he is so nice.
Yeah.
He'll hug you. He'll do the pose. Cool. When we were waiting for Ashley, he cracked his head through one of the little screens, and I was just like, oh my God, you're so cute. But I was like, okay, now I know that if I'm going to go and I want an autograph or I want something, I have to plan to wait, and just, I don't think I'm going to do it again, though. That was a lot of waiting.
It is a lot of waiting.
The autograph.
Yeah. I got an autograph from Sam Witwer at Celebration, and I think they had time slots, and when you walked up, I was like, oh, when is a good time to come to line up for my time slot? And they were just like, you can line up now. And I'm like, oh.
They don't care.
They didn't care. And I'm like, okay, so what's the whole purpose of doing time slots if you guys aren't even going to follow it? But, and then the last autograph I got, I was waiting in line for 5 hours, and I missed pretty much the whole convention. So if you guys are planning
You'll miss everything. And that's kind of the fun thing about the convention is kind of walking around, and I like to cosplay because it's just fun to be there, and people are like, oh my God, you look so good, or let me take a picture, or you find someone that's either within the people that you cosplay with, or your same character, and you're like, ah.
Yeah. And I met a lot of cool people I'm still friends with today that are cosplayers, and that's probably the most fun, is meeting people who have interest, and especially people who are creatives too, who like to do costumes. But that's so cool. I'm super glad that you went, because I always recommend people who haven't gone, who like cosplay or like costuming, that they see online and haven't been. I was like, you got to go at least once to kind of see what it's like. Go
to a local one, a smaller one even, just to kind of get your feet wet, know. And it's a little bit less overwhelming too.
Right, especially if you're a collector. There's always cool stuff. I used to collect Funko Pops and toys and stuff, and those are they're everywhere. But
Yeah.
especially like your ears. How many? I'm gonna put you on the spot. How many ears do you have?
Do you want me to count them? I don't know, because there's also like on the rack here.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some that you can't hang. I don't know. What is that? 1, 2.
There's probably like there's some out of screen.
There's 30 some.
Okay,
There's 30
okay, okay.
some.
What's your favorite one?
This one's super cool. I think these three are my favorites.
Let's see them.
So we got.
Oh,
Look at this. Hold up. Where's the button?
Chip and Dale. Oh, they're spinning. That is awesome.
I want to put googly eyes on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm,
This one, my friend Nazrain got for me. And then Mirabel.
The Mirabel ears. I love Encanto so much.
Right? It's such
The
a good
music's
movie.
so good. So, tell me the inception of the Mirabelorian.
Ooh, that was a fever dream.
Well, because when I think to me, and real quick, let me just gush about your costume.
Go.
It was the tech green glasses that got me.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that is amazing. So how did it all start?
I went to Disney and I came back and I had a fever and I tested for the flu.
Oh no.
And that night, I remember I was feeling super sick and I had this dream of a Mirabelle stormtrooper. Like, I'm not kidding. I woke up that morning and I kind of drew it out on this thing. And I, put it in the back burner. And for Comic Palooza in Houston this year, one of my friends was like, oh, I think I'm going to do a Star Wars Disney mashup. And I was like, wait, I have a Star Wars Disney mashup in my, in my plans. So I was working probably like 7 days between those 2 weeks before the Comic-Con. So I had just like super time crunch to make it. And I was like, I made it out of foam because it's like the easiest thing to make it out of.
Yeah.
And then I bought the Cricut because there's no way that I was going to paint.
Oh, right. All those little
designs. Embroidery. And that was perfect. And I loved it. And then the second time I wore it, where did I go? Oh, Fan Expo. Dallas Fan Expo.
Okay,
again. Yeah. And I printed out the glasses.
That's super
and
cool.
It kind of added that, like that little touch to her because she's got the glasses.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun to wear.
When we do karaoke at my sister's, we don't talk about Bruno, so everyone tries to get him parted.
I love it. Like, count me in. Like, I'll do it. I love
100%,
it.
100%.
I'll do any part. Dolores, if you want me to do Peppa, I'll do any of it.
Yeah. What's your favorite Disney movie? Like animated or?
Okay. I kind of have to divide them because I can't pick. I'm a Disney Renaissance kid.
Me too.
My favorite of that is Beauty and the Beast. I would say kind of like top.
Yeah.
But I can still add in like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Pocahontas.
Yeah.
I think, I really love Hunchback. That's like the best underrated soundtrack. That soundtrack is phenomenal, and that is not a kid's movie because that man talks about lust and desire and fire, and that song, it's incredible. But that's from the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah.
From Pixar, WALL-E.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I love WALL-E. WALL-E's like my go-to movie on a plane because it's
interesting.
quiet.
Okay, yeah.
But you get, I don't know, I love the music. You get a little bit of Hello Dolly. Have you ever seen Hello Dolly?
I don't think so.
So the first song that you sing, that's from Hello Dolly.
Oh, okay.
And it is a great theatrical movie. You know, it's a musical with Barbara Streisand.
Okay.
And it's like 3 hours long. Like, you need to take a break to watch it, but it's fantastic. The costuming, the sets, and everything, it's really good. Louis Armstrong is in it, which is kind of great.
Oh, okay. Favorite princess then?
Is Mirabelle a princess? Because if
no, unfortunately, she's not.
But Belle.
Belle. Okay. That makes sense. Belle's definitely top
Belle
princess.
was top because she was like the first princess that was a brunette. I was like, I'm a brunette.
Yeah.
And she read, and I loved reading when I was a kid. I mean, I love reading now, but I'm not good.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I would read a lot, and I went to that. Have you been to Tokyo Disney?
No, not yet. Planning to when I go to Japan next year.
Yes, the Beauty and the Beast ride.
Oh yes, I've seen videos.
But I didn't because I didn't want to spoil it.
Sure, yeah.
I was in tears, like just like crying, and there was like an Asian lady next to me. The second time I rode it, which I'd already cried, I had already seen the thing, and we're both just crying. Like, it's so good, right? We were just like, we don't understand what you're saying, but I know it's so good.
Yeah, you guys are vibing. You're the same way.
Yeah. It is very, like, for someone like me, like, who grew up with Disney Renaissance and whatnot, it is emotional. It is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah, I remember going to...
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I remember going to see Beauty and the Beast in theater, and it's funny because you mentioned Hunchback. My niece just rewatched Hunchback, and I was, like, able to recall the scene. I'm like, he was a dirty old priest. He's watching Esmeralda dance in the fire, and he's like, you know what? I need to kill her because I'm so, like, lusting
She
over
murdered the Quasimodo's mother. Like,
I forgot about that.
Evil.
Yeah. And they used to have like a full-on show and everything at Disneyland when it came out, and it's just like, those are those things that they just bury. But I would be interested to actually see if because I'm not a big fan of the live action stuff that they've been doing, because we grew up the time of 2D animation, and it's just like a retelling of it. But I think it's not as great in CG. But I would wish they would do the Disney flops. So like I wouldn't mind seeing a live action Hunchback or a live action Treasure Planet. Or live action Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yeah. Those would be like really cool in live action, I think.
What's this guy called the Spider-Man kid? Tom Holland. I think he would be a really good Milo. Like, he's got that little cute appearance.
That's an interesting one. I just don't want to see Tom Holland in things anymore.
Is he like Pedro Pascal? Is he too much?
But see, I like Pedro. I like Pedro. Like, he doesn't bother me. But him and Chris Pratt needs to like slow down a little bit. We need to.
No, Chris Pratt can go. We can keep Tom Holland.
See, I'm an old gamer, so seeing him in the Uncharted movie, I was just like, this isn't my Nathan Drake.
Was that a game?
It was a game, yeah. Uncharted was a very popular PlayStation game, so it was like, yeah, it's like I think at the time they wanted to cast I'm blanking on his name. He's in the movie, but like an older character, and then they kind of used Tom Holland, and he's kind of seems a little more boyish, right? So to me, it just doesn't fit. It
didn't fit.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see. Have you seen like The Boys at all?
I haven't seen the new season.
The new season, but the main character Jack. I'm just blanking on all the actors' names. The guy who plays Huey, I could see him as a Milo. Like kind of a lanky, like kind of nerdy guy. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah,
I can see Huey. I thought you were going to say the Homelander guy.
Oh, no.
That guy's a great actor.
No, not Homelander. He's only going to play villains in my book.
He's fantastic.
So
I mean, my issue with The Boys is that I can only watch an episode at a time.
Right.
Like, I need a break. I need like a palate cleanser after every episode, because it's a lot.
Yeah, it's that show is a lot. I want to know where your love of Star Wars starts for you.
Oof. So, I'm 36. So, like, when I was little, my parents had, my dad, he had the little trio box set on the VHS. So I would always, I liked Return of the Jedi. And my brother would make fun of me because he's like, oh, you only like it because of the Ewoks. I'm like... Yeah, I only like it because of the
Ewoks. Are awesome.
They're awesome, and like, I'm a little girl. What do I know? Like, and there's nothing wrong with Ewoks, by the way, people. So
Ewoks
don't come at me. Ewoks are great, and Star Wars is for kids. So hush. And I always watched it. Kind of like, it was always cool. I had a brother. We played with like lightsabers or whatever.
Yeah. But
then, like, in school, it wasn't cool as a girl to be, a geek, a nerd, whatever. I was a nerd. It's fine. And then college, and after that, like, I went to medical school, and I feel like medical school it kind of hampers down on a lot of your creativity
Sure.
because you have no time for yourself, right?
Right.
It's just like you're studying, you're in this world, and then you kind of get out and you're like, oh, there's a world out there that I've missed for the last like 8 years, basically.
Yeah.
And thanks to Disney Plus, I started watching. I wanted to like see all Star Wars again,
Mm-hmm.
like in order, in not chronological. What do they call it? Release order.
Release order, yeah.
I like to watch things in release order. So I saw it in release order, and my partner at the time, he's like, "You should really watch Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna like it."
Mm.
I was like, "I got time. Nobody's doing anything in the pandemic. I was working though, but I had a lot of free time." So I started watching Clone Wars, and I was like, "This damn show is great!
Yeah.
This show is incredible." Like, obviously, the first 3 seasons are questionable in
Sure.
terms of like pacing and it's not in
right.
order. But as it grows, I was like, "Oh, this is really good." And the second I saw Ahsoka's jumpsuit in season 7, I paused it. I took screenshots, and I was like, "I need to replicate this." And that's how I made my second cosplay for my first Star Wars night. I was like, I already made a huge headpiece out of foam. I can definitely make some head tails of foam. So
yeah,
I was like,
so
it was incredible.
The head tails behind you. You made
No.
Oh,
this is commissioned.
okay.
Those are back here. I can find them. I made the other ones. I have 3 pairs of Ahsoka headpieces.
Awesome.
Which is, I know, right? Oh my god. Okay, so this is my first one.
Ooh.
Which is just foam, right? There's nothing much to it, but it's very, like you can't really turn your head.
Oh, okay.
I would just put it on top, and it wasn't really, meh.
Sure.
It doesn't move. You want our tails to move, right?
Yeah.
This one is silicone.
Mm-hmm.
So this one moves a lot.
Moves,
it's great, but it's heavy. But it's
Yeah.
also her Rebels, which is massive.
Yeah.
So being so big, it's also kind of like cumbersome to travel in.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is my most recent one, which I made. I made this one. This is foam on the top, with fabric and some beads on the bottom.
Yeah.
So you get a good wiggle.
Oh, very nice. When you say foam, what kind of foam are you using?
EVA foam.
EVA foam. Wow.
Like cosplay foam.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
I used that. The Hella is EVA foam
too.
The other one is EVA foam.
Kindred Spirits.
Cal Kestis is EVA foam.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a big. That was my medium of choice is EVA foam. My whole grunt for Mass Effect is all EVA foam. I tried to do it in silicone and that just didn't work out. What's
your main costume?
It would be that one. I only had a handful because it would take me about a year for each costume just to get it where I wanted it to. And I'm probably known for 3, but Grunt is pretty much my last one I did, and it took many years to complete. And what's funny is I don't think my cosplay friends haven't even seen it in person yet. It's just I haven't been out in it very much because I need a handler to I can get everything on except for the head by myself. Yeah. So
it sucks when you need a handler and you're just because that's why I don't wear this one often, because I can't hear. I can't turn my head.
Right.
And if I have her sabers, I'm encumbered by I have no hands. So
these are the plights of the cosplayer for sure.
Yeah, and it's hot. I wore this one when I met Ashley and Rosario, and I had a full panic attack because the AC at the convention center in Dallas blew out the Saturday, which is the worst
way.
So I was already stressed because it takes us. My boyfriend was he doing mall that day? I think he was doing mall.
Yeah.
And then it takes us 3 hours to get ready, put the whole thing on, go to the convention center, stand in line, take the picture. And by the time I was leaving, I was after all that work, I took my pictures and I left. I took everything off and I felt much more comfortable. But it can be very sensory overwhelming to be, dressed and whatnot. So getting a handler is.
Yeah, for sure. And especially if it's made out of foam. I have at least 3 fans in the costume, and I wear a fan just because it just traps so much heat. And so, and it's funny because I don't wear it. I haven't done cosplay in that way and going to conventions very often, but I put it on the most recent time, and I'm like, good job me for trying to make this as comfortable as possible, because I could move in it and I could take it off really, fairly quickly on and off. But when I make costumes or cosplay, comfortability and movement is paramount.
Yeah, that's why I really like the jumpsuit one, because I can take on and off. This one also, it's glued, so that part.
Oh, you glue it on?
Yeah, because you glue it on with silicone.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one, this one that I have, I can just pop it on and off.
Yeah.
So it makes it much more easy. Plus, she doesn't have lightsabers, so I have free hands. I have pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes such a difference. I can sit down. I know a lot of people in Star Wars can't sit down or can't go upstairs.
Yeah.
All the TKs, right?
Yeah. See, those are the things people don't think about. I was like, it's a convention. You need to walk. You're going to need to sit down at some point. So if I'm by myself, I need to make sure my cosplay can come off. Like using the bathroom.
Oh my God, bathroom. A must. You have to think about those things when you build it. In the drafting, in the drawing sessions, you definitely have to do that. I'm building a shore trooper.
Oh, nice. One of my favorite troopers.
I know, right? Rogue One.
Yeah.
Favorite Star Wars? Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
Love that movie. I can watch it anytime.
Yeah.
But I love the shore trooper, and I picked what's it called? I think it's the squad leader, because he's got what do they call it? Like a camera?
Oh, okay. I think so.
Instead of like another piece,
so
I can sit down.
Nice.
And because they're like on the shore, you see him in the movie like kneeling. So their costume is kneelable, basically. You can bend, you can sit,
yeah.
So it's a lot more comfortable, because the bottom part's just pants.
Okay. Are you gonna make a helmet, or are you getting a helmet commissioned?
It's commissioned. I have like the chest backplate. It arrived like 2 weeks ago, but I haven't even tried it on. I haven't had time.
Okay.
But now it's just sanding and painting and doing all that, which I don't know about. So there's a armor party in August or September, so I think I'm going to attend just to learn.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
We'll see.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any I know a lot of people have Mandalorians on their cos plans. Do you have any other Mandalorians planned, or any Mandalorian plans?
I think what I want to do is 3D, like make my Mirabellorian 3D printed with, and kind of like see a different chest plate. Like I saw a chest plate that I liked on another Mando, and I took a screenshot. I was like, well, I really like how this chest plate fits. And she had also, I feel like mine needs a bottom, what do you call that? I don't know.
Like on the abs, like on the stomach?
Like on the abdomen, it needed something because it's so white.
Oh, okay.
And her thing, her embroidery does extend down. So I thought about just modifying it and making it an actual Mandalorian, not just out of foam. So I think I want to do that.
Okay.
Because I'm already printing the tech helmet to go. Because everybody was like, "You really need a helmet." I'm like, "I know, but I don't have time." You need time, you got to print, you got to sand, you got to paint.
Yeah, all that. I don't miss that part.
It's a lot of work.
I don't miss that part about cosplay.
You're not working on anything anymore? Just like, I'm done?
I it's not that I'm done. It's just like it's on the back burner. Because like right now I'm focusing on digital content, and it's such a big time. I lost a lot of time doing cosplay. I've been cosplaying probably since 2014. So I'm 10 years into cosplay. I mean, I have awards and stuff of the cosplays. I've competed, so I did everything you could do with cosplay. Yeah. The only thing is, there's those cons that I haven't been to that are on the bucket list, like Emerald City Comic Con. I haven't been to Dragon Con. I haven't been to San Diego Comic Con. But even those big ones, it's like sometimes I don't want to go in big cosplays because it's traveling, right, with the costume. And then there's so much to do. I don't know if I want to just be in cosplay all day. So
I know.
It's just...
We did MegaCon this year. It was fun, but it's a lot to travel. We had like 2 large suitcases each.
Yeah.
And then I really want to do ECC2 Emerald City.
Yeah.
But we're doing Dragon Con this year, so I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I told John, I was like, do you think we should drive?
How many hours is that?
16?
Oh, just a little short 16.
It's just 16 hours.
16.
But it's just so, oh my God. Because,
Yeah.
like, I really want to. It fell.
Good
I
catch.
really want to take I want to take that one. But
Yeah.
I've flown with her twice,
Uh-huh.
and it sucks.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
My-
But I heard Dragon Con is intense. So I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared.
Just a little scared.
I'm a lot
You'll
scared.
be fine. You'll be fine.
I don't know.
Everyone's
They
very
say
nice
it's
in the
crazy.
cosplay scene, but I heard it could get crazy. But I've never been, so I can't say. You're gonna be on the scene.
Yeah, but you're going to Celebration, no?
I am going to Celebration in Tokyo.
Yeah, I got tickets, but that's the plan, right? Are you gonna cosplay?
I'm
No.
gonna do Disney bound, so just like vests and clothes. and-
Batu bound.
Yeah, I'm Batu bounding up, repping the Burgundy Squad. I'll bring my poncho and everything, but no plans for any big cosplay, just because it's going to be a lot to travel with internationally, right? So, no big cos plans, just
Yeah.
any, the comfortability of the Batu bounding for sure.
Yeah,
where
I
wanna
think.
go.
Well, that's a lie. I'm also working on KVS.
K-Vest? Who's that? I'm trying to think.
She's from the new Outlaws game.
Oh, Outlaws. That's why I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not out.
Yeah. I was like, who do you talk? Who?
But like,
You'd make a great
she's
K. You have the
Latina.
look. You got the look already.
She's Latina. You
Yeah.
know, she's got like the curly hair.
Yep.
And I was just like, immediately, yes, check.
Done and done.
Yes, I just need to find someone to get me the jacket, and if not, I'm gonna sew it badly, and hopefully no one looks at the lining.
No one's gonna look. That's the one
one's
thing is
gonna
like
look.
we're our biggest critics. Like we know all the flaws and we just hope no one like can see them. But most of the time, people just kind of look at the big picture and be like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome."
But I feel like that because I was thinking of taking that one to Celebration
Yeah.
because it's normal clothes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that one's fine.
Are you gonna bring Ahsoka though? You got to, right?
No.
No?
I can't.
Okay.
No, because Japan has like all these cosplay rules. You can't like be in public and cosplay, so I can't be in public orange.
Oh.
So then I have to do my makeup there, or I have to have a hotel room that's walkable.
Yeah.
And even there, I think being in public walking would be frowned upon
Interesting.
culturally. So I don't also want to be offensive.
Yeah.
So it's just, and then, I would love to, but I'm going to wait till they put out a little bit more information on
Yeah.
the cosplay situation, because I was looking at a previous cosplay event.
Mm-hmm.
They have these cosplay lockers. You have to pay to cosplay, to have like a band that says like you're a cosplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So I'll wait, but there's a low probability that I'll do a Ahsoka event that I really want to.
Yeah. Oh man,
So,
I mean,
it's
maybe
fine.
even in the convention in the bathroom. you can just, like,
Well, yeah, it's like I'm not gonna paint, spend 2.5 hours painting my face
Yeah.
in the convention center. I get arriving with like your like those bins
Yeah.
with your armor and putting it
Mhm.
on there, right? It's
Mhm.
just a suit and you just strap everything on. It
Right.
probably doesn't take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But makeup,
Yeah. That's
That's
good
gonna
to
be
know.
harder.
I'll have to look into that because that's the first time I
Yeah.
heard that before.
really?
Yeah.
Look at the forums and things. You'll see a lot of information on like Japan cosplay and the limitations of that.
Yeah. Interesting. So,
Yeah.
how did you find Burgundy Squad? How'd you find Billy and his stuff?
I think I was following Billy because he posted like really good tutorials, on very simple, like weathering techniques and things like that. And I was like, oh, how'd you do this? Or he'd repost somebody and I'd reach out to him. And I was like, hey, I remember you posted this thing. Can you send it to me? And he'd be like, yeah, sure. And send it. And he was in Texas before he moved, and I am in Texas too.
Yeah.
But we never got together, sadly. And then when the Star Cruiser was closing, we got in with the Sweet Mate Finder.
Oh, okay.
So we went with some random person that we'd never met, who was from England.
Okay.
And he's like, okay. And then someone that was from Florida. So it was John and I, and then the guy from England who had booked the room, and this girl from Florida, which is like super random.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was great. And once I posted my picture of the Twi'lek, Billy was like, we need a Twi'lek in Burgundy. He's like, we need more aliens.
We need more aliens.
I want to be part of it. I'm like, what is it? And he sends it to me. I'm like, sure. And c'est la vie. The rest is history.
That's so cool. You got handpicked. That's nice. I was like, please pick me. I want to join.
I want to be. Yeah, but it kind of fell really nicely. Because I wanted to make a Twi'lek, because originally we were going to go this year to the Star Cruiser again, because John's kid was 7 and he could do the lightsaber training. Closure happens. We're like scrambling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, darn. I wanted to get a silicone piece from this woman who makes them. So I was like, shoot, I'm just going to make it out of pantyhose, basically. It's just pantyhose. Yeah. And where was I going with the story?
You're talking about the Twi'lek and how you're making it and the Star Cruiser.
There was a point to my story, and I completely lost my thread. Wow.
We were talking about Billy and needing Twi'lek.
Yeah, I got him. I arrived. This is what happens when you have ADHD. Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah. So I do the Star Cruiser, but I didn't really think I'd done it before, but I didn't really think like, oh, Gaia, who's the singer, is also a Twi'lek. Like if I'm a Twi'lek, we're gonna bond. Like it didn't really cross my mind. I just really want to be a Twi'lek because they're cute. They're hot. Like I feel like Twi'leks are hot, right?
They are hot. Yes.
They're hot. And I ended up being Gaia's favorite fan, or Gaia's #1 fan. So she pulls me off to a corner at the bar. And then we start kind of discussing, and she's like, oh, like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, at this point, like, I'm a healer, right? Like, I'm in medicine, so, like, I heal people, right? That's where I got it. Yeah. And I'm like, but I don't do it anymore, which is true and not true. Like, I cut back a lot on my work just after COVID. It kind of just PTSD, all this thing. Sure, I cut back a lot. And she goes, well, I hope like you find your light again. And I was just like, whew.
That's very
it kind
nice.
of took me aback for a minute. Like I was like holding back tears. It was a long conversation, right? It was more than just that. But the way she kind of like looked me in the eye and held my hand, and she's like, you know, like, I really hope you find your light again. I was just like, oh damn. So I added that to my Burgundy Squadron story.
That's great,
Yeah, so it was fun, but looking for my light as the Twi'lek in Star Wars.
And that's really cool because we see how much care that Disney cast members put into the characters, and you're like, oh, you're just a Disney cast member, right? But then when they have these moments where they're making an experience for the fan, I'd give them their props, because even as a cosplayer, I'm meeting people who love the characters as much as I do, and even some like just little kids. You try to do like, hey, this is going to be fun for you too, right? It's not just and all the blood, sweat, and tears we put into it, it becomes more just like, even just like being at the convention, and it's stressful and it's hot, and then when you're seeing people and you're actually making them happy, I think it makes a difference. So for them to give back, that's great.
It does.
I love that. I wish they were treated better, and I wish we could still have the Halcyon still available, but hopefully it'll turn into something newer and better in the future.
Yeah. Were you able to experience it?
No. I couldn't make that price point work. Maybe in the future, like if I saved for it, and so it was kind of better for me to be like, we're not doing it. I'm like, oh, I could save a couple of good crap.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, I think.
Like, I don't know. For me, it was worth. Like, I understand like the different aspects. Sure. Dividing it between 4 or 5 people, you know, made it not $6,000, even though it really wasn't ever $6,000. But yeah, like I'm not a diehard Halcyon fan. You know, I'm not in that group. Yeah. But I understand how it was kind of groundbreaking in
Yeah.
the sense of like the first immersive hotel.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though it failed, like the future, like it's coming for the future.
Right.
This is going to happen. Like we have immersive experiences, but not, we're going to have more immersive, I don't know, concepts that are a little bit longer lasting.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good kind of experience where we know what not to do for the next thing. And I think we'll have better things for it, because like you gotta hit these failures to get to these successes, right? And it sucks that it had to be on this big scale under like the whole, Star Wars Disney thing is dead. I don't feel that way, but some people do. And it was just one of those bigger marketed things, and I hope we can see some form of Star Wars and immersive experience in the future, because I think it would be a waste just to kind of lose the building and just leave it dead and everything. I'm hoping something good will come from it sooner than later. But there's probability, hopefully. Yeah. I want to ask you about your viral video. It has
viral video.
Well,
what
it has 9.3 million on Instagram.
The Lego
one.
Have you seen the cover for that video?
Just the cover picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your hand holding the piece.
No, look at the bottom. Oh. It is so bad. That is the worst reel I have ever. So you know how when you take a screenshot, so this is a screenshot of the video that I took.
Okay.
And I didn't hide the bottom part of the video that you can scroll through, so you see the whole video on the bottom. Like, it is so bad. And that freaking video is, what did you say?
9.3 million. I'm probably the only one checking in on it because I'm so impressed.
3 million. Like, how? The thing is, like, it bothers me, right? Because, like, as a creator, I'm sure you know, like, you put in all this work and you dress up and you do the video and you edit it and you make it look nice and no one sees it.
No one likes it.
Or you get, like, your friends are like, oh my God, that's so good. Like, I have a lot of girlfriends and, they're going to hype me up.
Sure, of course.
But nobody else is going to see it.
Yeah.
And this video, this is how this happened. It was the last day after Star Wars night.
Yeah.
And we were just like, we weren't going to the park. We were just, we just had breakfast somewhere in Anaheim. And we were just walking through. I'm like, let's just walk through downtown Disney. We got a couple hours, whatever. And I see, and I'm like, I'm just going to post it because, it's just for the weekend. Cool, that way somebody can see it, and it hasn't stopped. Like, it's still going. I still get comments. I still get views every day. I don't understand. I was like, this is the poorest thing I've ever done. This is so embarrassing.
Isn't that, like, so infuriating as a creator? You're like...
It's so infuriating.
You're just like, I make all this cool stuff, great edits, pick a song, pick a title, pick a caption, and then you're just like, I'm just going to just throw a story up from Disneyland, and who cares? I even screenshot it here. Edit. That's so funny. I didn't see that. You can't see. You can barely see it.
When this ends, go look at it, and you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is really bad.
Well, I don't know if I told you my story because I made a comment, right? And mine was like, because you put them all together.
Oh, you're top. Because it was like, if it's flipped out, how is it going to change? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's upside down.
Yeah. And I remember I got a notification on my phone, and they're like, you have 1,000 or 200 likes or whatever it was at the time. I'm like, that must be an error. So I looked and I'm like, why do I have this many likes? And I see it and it's like 1 point something million at that point. I'm like, what is going on?
It was insanity. And people kept commenting and I was just like, why? Like, someone from the Lego community, like, please reach out to me. Are y'all that big? Like, is it
Lego's that big?
Is it that big?
Lego is.
There's a lot of people that were like that started following that were like something bricks, something bricks.
Oh,
bricks
yeah, like Lego people.
Which is Lego people, right? Because they call them bricks, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not anti-Lego. Right? I like Lego. I just don't want to. I don't have any space to put things. You're not looking at my floor, and my floor is just like covered,
it's just this
covered in crafts.
That's
all you're looking at.
No, but Lego's very popular. I mean, I'm right now with my daughter She's into Lego, so I've kind of dipped into the YouTube algorithm of Lego, and there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it crosses over with Star Wars, and I think right now where people are at in life, they're like, the escapism part used to be movies and TV. Now the escapism part is getting away from that even too, and social media, and people are just doing Legos. Like I've seen more people buying Legos and just like kind of like puzzles, like when, you know, back in the day where people would make puzzles, they're making Lego now. So I think there's just more an audience for it. But yeah, 9.3 million. I'm keeping track of it on it, and I got 4,000 likes. It's cool that I'm the top comment. I appreciate.
Where's my money though?
Yeah, I know.
Where's my money? Pay me.
What was it like?
9.3? I want money. I got, you know how much I got? I got like 63 cents.
Hey. I thought you were gonna
that doesn't even buy a coffee anymore, or the dollar menu at McDonald's.
Yeah. We're definitely, this is costing your 63 cents right now, just the electricity we're using.
Exactly.
What was it like though, seeing all the notifications and getting all these followers off of this one video? Because I know your stuff was blowing up.
A little overwhelming because I was just like, and I just stopped looking at it. But I kind of kept up with the comments because some people, you know, some people are rude and abrasive or whatever. So, you know, some people, I don't even remember what it was that I would have to block for some, you know, awful comments. But I guess that's social media. Yeah. I'm glad that what went viral wasn't anything with my face in it.
Sure.
Because, I mean, internet's rude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everybody kind of like wants to be a creator and viral and whatnot, but then there's an ugly part that also comes with it that might affect you. And you know, I've seen this with other content creators who need to back away and, you know, get harassed and get death threats and things like that. That's pretty hard. Actually, I was listening to a podcast recently about this person who did, I think it was sewing videos or crochet, I don't know, and how she had to get a lawyer for defamation. She had like the Reddit, what's it called, snark.
Okay,
not like familiar. The snark community. It's like people who just like, oh, I don't like them because they're this or that.
Okay,
and it just turned into like really toxic people kind of harassing her family, and everybody. So like that's the other part of, you know, being famous on social media or whatever, that maybe I'm like, great, Legos.
Let the Lego.
Not my face. They did comment because I think John's in the picture and he's got like socks with some Crocs.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, what is that? Socks with.
People have nothing better to do.
Which is fine. Like they could have, you know, it's not a bad thing to say, but you know, like that's how it starts, and then it can escalate into something. Maybe not as nice.
Yeah, I think a warning for kids today who want to be like into social media, because what you do see is just like the glitz and the glamour and the the highlight,
the PR.
Yeah, and all the like the fun parts. But when it comes down to creating the content and then interacting with I'm not even gonna say fans, but people on the platform who just want to tear people down, that's the part where you kind of have to have a thick skin. I think. Because our age group, we were kind of the beginning of it, where we understand, right? Well, what it was like before and what it is like now. You know, because even for me, I don't even like putting my daughter online just in case, you know, just in case someone finds it and, you know, tries to not do anything crazy, but like stalk in a way. So I just, like, I always kind of go like some people, I'm like, you post your kids quite a bit, you know, online, and you don't know who's seeing, because you could check like who's like saving. You could check people saving your stuff and sending your stuff, and I'm like, why is someone sending that or saving that? You know, it's
you can check that.
Like on your end. Well, like you can't see who they sent it to or who sent it, but you can see that it was sent. At least.
Oh yeah. I thought you were like you could see who.
Oh no. I wish.
Wow,
I wish that would have been interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a way, but
some third party.
Yeah, but no, I'm not that deep, but still, I try to limit, you know, my personal life. Even like my real name's not even on my thing, just because
Yeah.
that's just my preference. I don't think it's
Smart.
that. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But
Everybody's like, you should change. Like, should I change my name or should I make another Instagram? And I'm just like, oh, I've had this for over 10 years. I don't really want to do it.
I'm against it. Changing your name. I get confused when people change them because I was like, who's this? Who is this person? So I limit how often.
I agree.
I limit how often I change my profile picture, and I've been Parade Rainer since the beginning. Like I feel very strongly about branding. We had a conversation before we recorded. Even me and Raincore, I did want to separate the two because this was going to be more of the business side and the more digital side, because I tried to do it with just Parade Rainer and it didn't feel right. But I replaced an old Instagram, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knew I replaced it. So I tried to make like little posts about like, hey, this is not, it was Parade Collects. This is Rain Course now, and this is what it's going to be, because there was a following. Because starting at 0 these days on followers, it's so hard to build any kind of following anywhere anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that makes sense.
But yeah, I don't advise. Please don't change your Instagram.
I won't. I promise.
Because I think it does confuse people. But be more. I like when people are more mindful about their Instagram stuff and their name and things like that. Because I'm like, I think it's so important. It's like naming your kid. You gotta you can't just change it halfway through. What advice could you give to an aspiring content creator?
Choose something else. I don't know. It's tough out there. Like, it is. I wouldn't put all my eggs in a basket.
Yeah.
Because I guess my idea would be like, what is your goal with content creating? Like, are you trying to get famous, to become an actor? Are you trying to become a popular cosplayer that gets invited to events? Do you want to be a seamstress for movies and TV? And there's other, I guess, entryways into these businesses that aren't just the internet. Like, the internet is a way to find people, to connect with people and everything. But you also need to be in person. Like, you also need to, like, interact, depending, right, what your end goal is, right? Because even through well, actually, no, I didn't meet her through Instagram. When I did Rebels for Star Wars Night, the Rebels Ahsoka, I met another Rebels Ahsoka, and I ended up finding out that she's like a model maker. Oh, okay. And she worked for Lord of the Rings show. What was it called? The one that was on Amazon?
Yeah. Rings of Power.
That one, Rings of Power. She worked on stuff for Marvel, for Wakanda Forever. And I was like, oh my God, how did you get into that? And the way she told me about it was like, it's nothing to do with social media. Like,
yeah.
It was so cool. So, and her boyfriend works with Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
Which is awesome. Like building droids and creatures, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know. For me, it's so hard because, like, I don't do it all the time. Like, I have a full-time job.
Right.
And this is just my hobby. But I guess if you're doing it for work, it's not going to come to you. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours. And you have to create content nearly every day, or if not every day. Right. And put it out there. Because if not, you're not going to grow. You're not going to be seen. And to reach out to companies, because they're not going to reach out to you. Until you get to a level, right?
Sure, of course.
They're not going to reach out to you. You have to reach out to them to be like, hey, I want to be on your, I don't know, your roster or whatever.
Like sponsored or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, things like that, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sponsored or anything. Like, I don't. My thing is, like, I don't need free stuff. Right? I don't need you to send me anything. Now, if you want to take me on a trip, I'll do that. If you want me to go to when the show is out,
like events or premieres, yeah.
Like, if you want me to go to premieres, sure. Like, those are experiences. Like, I am looking for experiences. I'm not looking for things. So, like, cons are experiences. Getting to meet people are experiences. Premieres are experiences. Those things, like, that's great. So it depends on what they want in terms of what's your creative venue and what do you want out of it.
I like that.
I don't know if that answered any
No,
questions.
no, it does, because it puts a more realistic. I mean, we talked about social media and being aware of the pitfalls of it, but no, that I like that very realistic take, because if you don't know why, and if it's just like fame, this is probably not the best route for it, because it's just a kind of a slow, burning thing. I think when Instagram started, it was one of mine where I'm like, oh, I want to be a cosplayer influencer type, but it's just, there's just so many of them out there, and then it's just not my thing anymore. So for me, social media and posting on Instagram is just like things that I like, hobbies that I'm into, things I could talk to my friends about. That's pretty much what it's turned into. For that.
Like, and there's so many, like, there's YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Discord, OnlyFans, Patreon.
Yeah. There's so much.
There's so much out there, and like, I know TikTok's really big and people are making a lot of money on it. Yeah. Which is great, to whoever is on TikTok. And I got dressed with Ahsoka the other day, and I posted a couple videos, but I am terrible at TikTok. I mostly scroll. I'm like, these are fun. But posting, like, I'm more Instagram. I'm a millennial at heart. Yeah, I don't have time for this. And I've gotten into Discord lately just because I didn't know how to use it. Yeah. So I finally figured out how to, which is fine. And then I see a lot of people trying to do Twitch, like new creators trying to get into Twitch because they see that I guess people on Twitch, I've never done it, make a lot of money. Some people can make a lot of money on there. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I want to do Twitch because it's a lot of money. And I'm like, but I'm sure it's also like Instagram, where the amount of people doing it versus the amount of people who make money is just like, right, 100%. A lot. Yeah, you have to build these audiences. You have to really find a good hook, and some people, they just don't have the patience for it. And have a niche. I don't know. I feel like people need like a niche. For sure. Like, there's a niche for everything, Yeah. Like, I think if you're doing the right thing, if other people on the pod have said it, like, if it's your passion, like-minded people will find you and enjoy your stuff. So I just like kind of stick to what you like. And don't do what everybody else is doing. Do what you want to do, what you like. Because if not, you're also going to get bored. You're going to hate your job. Right. It's a job at the end of the day. 100%. 100%. Or have a viral Lego video. A viral Lego video where you don't even show your face and you don't get paid for it. Have you thought about doing one more Lego video and you're like, I'm just curious? If... Didn't even cross my mind. But I should, hell. At this point. A part 2. Now that you know what? Did I buy? I have the Ahsoka Mall Siege of Mandalore Lego. Yeah. Okay. I haven't built it yet. It's small. That took me probably 30 minutes to make. Content right there. But maybe I can do it. Record it and just see. I'm curious. Curious. I'll make sure I'm the first comment. Be like, what an awesome Lego build. And I'll use all the hashtags: bricks, Lego, Star Wars. Make a cool sound. I don't know. Yeah. Oh my god. The internet's such a funny, fickle place. But where can we find you? Speaking of the internet, I am always on Instagram. CHOCODOC, Chocodoc, chocolate, because I am a chocolate person, and doctor, because I'm a doctor. Wow. So that's how that came together. So impressive. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I definitely want to have you back on to talk more, pick your brain, see where you're at, because if you guys didn't know, I've been doing reviews on The Acolyte and much more Star Wars stuff coming in the future. I have thoughts as well. So I'm definitely going to have people share their thoughts on the shows and the state of Disney and things like that. I commented on your last video. I saw. I'll have to reply to that. I have to reply. It's Team Soul and Team Anti-Soul right now. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We have a few more episodes. I think you guys are all just enamored by Naked Chimera at this point. You guys are hating a little bit. I'm just gonna say. I had thoughts while I was listening to you. to you two talk.
His sexual, his sexy body doesn't. I can see right through it, Chimera. You're not fooling me.
Oh, his vibe was seduction. It wasn't like, oh, he's trying too hard. Like he was trying to seduce her in the pool. You know, like all naked and things. Like she looked down there 3 times.
She did. I caught that glance. I would have looked too. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have looked too.
I would like.
I would have looked.
I would have looked. I'm not gonna hate on that. No.
Yeah.
If I had his body for sure, I'd be disrobing all the time.
I would be naked too. I'd be like, hell.
I would have been in the water chasing him too.
Yes, same. And the second he's like, you're not gonna join me, I'd be like,
yeah, I'd be like, full scuba gear.
Just throw me in that water, please.
I'm like, where do I sign up?
I want to see what happens. Like, there's only 2 episodes left, so we'll see what your guys' theories are and everything. So I'm very curious to know what y'all are going to talk about.
Sure. I think it's just, for me, again, I said it in the review. I'm just like, the story doesn't have me. But I watch every week, and if
I agree. The story is iffy, but
yeah,
it's gotten better. But it's still there's missing something.
It's missing something. And I think we'll have more. I think the last 2 episodes will probably be better than this half will be better than the first half.
Hopefully, it'll wrap up and kind of make it come together.
Yeah, if it ends strong, I'd be happy. But
yeah.
It was kind of hard. Me and Eli talked about it. I was like, it was kind of hard doing this episode's review because there wasn't as much there to talk about. And again,
you needed a girl to review that episode with you. That's what you needed. Because I was like, I kept like interrupting y'all, but I couldn't.
I love the comment. Like you're like, I'm watching it now and I'm just commenting as it's going.
I was cooking today, so I couldn't comment.
Okay.
But I might listen to it again and just be like,
yeah. No, for sure. I love. Thank you so much for interacting and engaging with the content.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's so fun because I want people to comment and give their input because it's an open conversation. You know, it's just me and Eli talking about it at this point. But
and it's all love. Like there's no hate here.
Yeah, for sure, no hate. When you gave it a 9.5 though. I was like, the last episode, I'm like,
I said the episode, not the series.
You're tripping out. The heat has gotten to you. But if you're curious what you're talking about, it's in this same channel, Raincore. You can find me on Instagram on Raincore. If you want to support the channel, raincoreclothing.com. Those are my designs. I make cool shirts. But other than that, again, thank you so much, Claudia, for being here. Can't wait to see what you have next. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your galactic day. Punch it, Chewie.
All right.
Boom. We're out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Burgundy Squad out.